Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Monday Motivation with Bukola. And today we are going to be talking about my upcoming book, A Living Label. But before then, Monday Motivation with Bukola is about inspiration, advocacy, women empowerment, health, money, beauty, culture, and entertainment. So I hope that I'm able to inspire you this morning. Thank you. I hope you all had a great weekend. Thank you so much. And for those of you who will be watching the replay, thank you. Please like this channel, Bukola Oriola channel on YouTube here. Please like the channel. Come back every Monday for Monday Motivation with Bukola. It's going to be fun. It's going to be inspiring. And today we are discussing a living label. Yes, but before we go into that, I want to give you some of the quotes that I got for you on positivity, because yesterday I got a question from someone through one of my live videos talking about what gets me motivated. How come I'm so excited? So, that was kind of a question that it was unexpected. So I started thinking and thinking, okay, what gets me excited? Why am I happy? What makes me happy? Even when things are not going the way I planned them to go, or things are not going the way I want them to go, or after experiencing, bad situation, what keeps me motivated, what keeps me going, and what makes me happy. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about that today as I talk about a living label. So the quotes that I have for you, and I got this from Google Reads. They are quotes from different people on Google Reads. And this one comes from Marcus Aurelius. Meditations. Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Dwell on the beauty of life. When we dwell on positive things, on beautiful things, instead of the things that are not going so well, what happens? Good things happen to us, or we're able to cope with not so pleasant situation. So I encourage you this morning to dwell on the beauty of life. What is it that bothers you? What is it that is making you worried right now? Is there something that is giving you sleepless nights right now? Turn that thing around by beginning to appreciate the beauty of this world. First of all, think about the fact that there is day and there is night. The fact that you are even alive is enough to make you happy. That breath that we have, it cannot be paid for. If it's possible that breath can be paid for, no millionaire will be dead. Every millionaire or billionaire will be alive forever, because they will be paying for their lives. So appreciate the fact that you have breath in you. The Bible says, let everything that has breath praise the Lord. Yeah, on this show, I'm a Christian and I'll bring my religion, because that's part of what helps me as an individual. My religion helps me a lot. And I do know that, even other religions, some of them talk about doing meditation, doing, quiet time and all kinds of things to help you to be in harmony and be happy. So now I'm going to go to this one, and this one is from Oprah Winfrey. Yes, our dearest Oprah Winfrey. She said, be thankful for what you have. you will end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough, which is so true. Focus on what you have. Be thankful for what you have, what you already have. No matter how you feel that you don't have anything, there will still be something that you have. Think, look around yourself. What is it that you have? And be thankful for it. Be thankful for what you have. Because guess what? There are some people who do not even have anything at all. They don't have anything. They don't, you have something, you have no idea who is envying you for what you have. And you think you don't have anything. So I encourage you this morning to be thankful for what you have. Be thankful, because you will end up having more. If you have 1 penny, be thankful for your 1 penny. Before you know it, your 1 penny will become 2 pennies, and 3 pennies, and 4 pennies, and it will keep increasing. So be thankful for what you have. And then this one is from Elvis Presley, and he said, when things go wrong, don't go with them. Whoa. When things go wrong, don't go with them. So what does that mean for, and we know that Elvis is a great artist, is a known artist worldwide, and still Elvis knows that things can go wrong. And of course, yes, as a musician, sometimes, maybe they're even at a concert and the machines are not working, the equipment are not working, and they still have to perform the show. Even I coming to do this broadcast every Monday, and guess what? This is the 10th episode. I can't even believe it, that this is the 10th Monday Motivation with Bukola. But for those of you who have been watching, you know that I've had several challenges even coming to do this show. Yes, I've had several challenges. And does it even come to my mind sometimes to say, oh, do I want to do this show? Yes, it does. But what do? I don't go with that opinion. Instead, I go with the opinion of, I have to show up. I have to show up. The show has to continue. Meaning, don't follow when things go wrong. Just don't let that kill your motivation. Just take it as this also, and carry on with whatever it is that you are planning to do or that you are doing, like I'm doing with this show. And guess what? I've been thinking about doing recorded version of this show and giving you recorded version and improving on this show. When you have challenges, that is the time to think of improvement, think of way out, think of how to make that thing work better. Whatever it is you're going through, whatever challenge you're having, whether it's in your career, whether it's at work, at home, with your children, with your spouse, with your friends, with your neighbors, think of how to separate yourself and not go with the wrong thing that is going on. So let's move on. I love this one. This one is from Steve Maraboli, Unapologetically You, Reflections on Life and the Human Experience. People tend to be generous when sharing their nonsense, fear, and ignorance. And while they seem quite eager to feed you their negativity, please remember that sometimes the diet we need to be on is a spiritual and emotional one. Be cautious with what you feed your mind and soul. Fuel yourself with positivity and let that fuel propel you into positive action. Wow, this is a long quote and I really, really love it. It said, people tend to be generous when sharing their nonsense. Yes. Sometimes, have you not had somebody that will be telling you, excuse me, their opinion about something and you are not even interested, or something that is just negative? Negative. Do you have friends where when you tell them about a dream, they don't see how that dream can come to pass? All they see is all the different ways that your dream can never come to pass. What do? Be cautious. Be cautious with what you feed your mind and your soul, because really that is, our mind and our soul, our subconscious, that is where our power lies. That's where the power in us is. And we hear things all the time. We listen to even music or people. The more you listen to negative people, the more you will start thinking negative, even if you're a positive person. So be careful what you feed your mind. Feed your mind with positivity. The other day on YouTube, I was watching LeBron or something like that. What's his name? I think it's LeBron. And he talked about his boss. I didn't hear the first part of his way, but anyhow, he was given an assignment and he purposely didn't do it so that he could go in the office of his boss. And guess one thing that caught my attention, that was why I didn't hear the first part, because I was doing something else, was that in his boss's office, there is always this motivational message going on continuously. And he loves it. So he always finds a way to go to the boss's office. So that day he knew that for not doing that assignment, his boss will call him and it will give him the opportunity to go to his boss's office to listen. Why? Because positive messages help us. It inspires us even when we are down. So I'm going to end there right now about the quotes, the positive quotes. You can find more positive quotes online. And now I'm going to go to the ALivingLabel. But before then, if you are just joining me for the first time, this is Monday Motivation with Bukola. It's a show about inspiration, women empowerment, money, beauty, culture, health, advocacy, and entertainment. So I hope you join me every Monday on the show at 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time on Google Hangouts on air. And today I'm talking about my upcoming book. It's coming this fall, and already there is a 13-week countdown of the book. If you are not aware of this, please join me. You can connect with me on Facebook. You can connect with me on Twitter, especially this week today, because I have a 13-week countdown. And the 13-week countdown started last week, Monday. Every week from Monday, I talk about the book. I talk about one chapter in the book. And on Fridays, I do take questions. So if you have questions for me, you can go ahead and write it in this in the comment below. And this week, I'm talking about the ALivingLabel. One of the questions I get is, what's informing label? What does that mean? So I'm glad that that title is catchy. Excuse me. It brings curiosity. And really, I've been explaining why. And also, I would like to tell you that this book chronicles my journey as a survivor of human trafficking and domestic violence, and it's a sequel to my first book, In Prison: The Travels of a Traffic Victim. And that one chronicled my experience as a victim. So if you want to hear my victim story from words, you can get a copy of that book. So sequel to that is this upcoming book called ALivingLabel, 12-week countdown now, because we started the 13-week countdown last week. So this 12-week countdown, this week 12 of it, I am launching the hashtag of ALivingLabel. And why ALivingLabel? I to inspire you. I did this book to more. I'm doing this book to help service provider, even government agencies, the general public, on how to effectively with survivors in a way that it will be mutually beneficial, where you are engaging on survivor and the survivor will be happy that you are engaging him or her. Also, this book chronicles my journey, my challenges, my successes, my, everything possible that I can think about in the past 7 years to document in the book. And I'm hoping also to offer some practical suggestions to members of the public, and also hoping to inspire you that regardless of what you have gone through, you can turn your life around. Regardless of the challenge you might have experienced, you can still turn your life around. You can still do good, you can still do well, you can still be successful, you can still be prosperous, you can still be healthy, regardless of what you might have gone through. And I'm hoping that this book will inspire you. So this week, I'm launching the hashtag for the book. ALivingLabel acronym spells all. So please, on Twitter, share when you are talking about human trafficking or human trafficking survivors, use the hashtag all or hashtag ALivingLabel, hashtag all empower women, hashtag all help survivors. All of us, let us help survivors, because I will be using proceeds from this book to help 100 survivors in the US, Nigeria, and Kenya. And the survivors will be women at this time. That's the purpose, and that's why I have that hashtag all empower women. Because women go through a lot. Women also, and then the survivors are not just survivors of human trafficking only, but also survivors of domestic violence, survivors of sexual, survivors of female genital mutilation. And why did I choose the 3 countries? I will tell you in a minute. Welcome again if you are just joining me for the first time. This is Monday Motivation with Bukola. It's a show about inspiration, women empowerment, beauty, health, money, culture, entertainment, and advocacy. And if you are not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe and come back every Monday for Monday Motivation with Bukola, where I feature anybody and talk about almost any topic, as long as it's inspiring, as long as there is a value in what we're bringing to the show that day. And I do interviews too. Like, I've been doing interviews for, actually, this is the 10th episode. So thank you so much. And this is the second time that I'm going to be here by myself and doing monologue. I've been doing interviews in the past 9 weeks, because the first one was, remember Muhammad Ali, the great legend who passed away. And since then, I've been doing interviews until today that I'm talking about ALivingLabel, and it's a monologue too. So, talking about ALivingLabel, in this book, you will read about my journey, how I started public speaking and advocacy. And hopefully, this might help a survivor who is thinking about going into advocacy work and public speaking. Then also, what steps I took, because as a survivor, and I think this is also important for survivors out there. As a survivor, you will be labeled. That is what informs the title of that book, ALivingLabel, because you are walking around and people find it hard to see beyond what had happened to you as a survivor. How do you pick yourself up? in the face of that obvious challenge and still be able to give your best. So one of the things that I did for myself was to go back to school. Yes, I had a college degree in Nigeria. I had an associate degree in mass communication. And yes, I was a practicing journalist. Yes, and I still became a victim. So nobody is immune. Guess what? I went back to school. When I found out, oh, this is what I'm passionate about now. This is what I want to do now. I don't want to see any other person suffer what I suffered. And I want somebody going through what I went through to get help, just like I got help. And that's the case for most survivors who are in the movement, who are doing the job. They're doing it not because of the money, but because they don't want somebody else to go through what they've gone through. That is why they are doing it. And one of the tools you can use to improve your go back to school. Don't worry what anybody tells you. Some people will say, oh, don't go back to school. Oh, student loan. Oh, this. Trust me, going back to school will really help you, even if it's just going to take associate degree. And if you have a degree, before, nothing wrong in going back and building upon what you already have and doing a focus on human trafficking, on your advocacy work. For example, this is what I'm even doing too by going to school. I'm at Metropolitan State University right now, where I'm doing the individualized degree. Individualized studies give you the chance to do what you really want to do. You are not confined to only take certain subjects. No. Instead, you can create your own subject. Thank you. I see one person here. Thank you so much for joining. You do what you want to do. For example, this human trafficking advocacy work that I'm doing now, I created curriculum, 2 curriculums here. And I did bringing the story back home. And another thing is, even before I graduate, I'm still going to create another curriculum to do another thing, focusing on solution, giving specialized solutions when it comes to the issue of human trafficking. So you say the power of education. Education does liberate. Education is helpful. So I encourage you to go to school, improve on your knowledge, build on what you already know. Don't say, I did this, I know it. Go back to school and learn something, because it's really, really helpful. When you go, if you're just going to school because, oh, okay, it's to go to school from elementary to middle school and high school and college, and you just go through school. It's when you go back to school on a mission. So going back to school for me was going back to school on a mission to build on my experiential value. That is what will improve your confidence. And we improve your confidence in a way that you carry yourself, such that you don't kind of wind over everything. Instead, you look for logical solution to problem. There are so many problems in the advocacy world. There are so many bashing. There are so many putting down. That even among survivors, and it's so sad that even survivors, they bash one another. They put one another down. It's senseless. I even see survivors accusing one another. Why? It's because all they think about is, oh, me, I'm the shining one. No, it's about what is the common goal that we all have. They forget the common goal. They forget that the common goal is to help somebody that is still out there suffering to make a decision, even during conflicts. So again, our time is running out. It's Monday Motivation with Bukola, a show focusing on inspiration, women empowerment, beauty, health, money, culture, entertainment, and advocacy. And I hope that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and join me every Monday on YouTube to be inspired, whether you're a survivor or you are somebody in the community, or you just want to fill your spirit with inspiration, with motivational talk. Please join me on Monday Motivation with Bukola. And if you're a sponsor brand, I welcome you to please sponsor this show for me. I'm looking for brands to sponsor this show. If you are a brand, me to sponsor this show so that I can continue to produce good shows. I'm hoping to move this show to recorded version so that it can come with more quality video, because I'm finding out that with the internet sometimes I'm having glitches, especially when I interview a guest on the show. So please, I need your support of this channel and this particular show to motivate people out there. So in this book also, you'll be learning about my journey as a member of the U.S. Advisory Council on Human Trafficking. You'll be hearing about, some of the challenges, that I mentioned about being labeled. And some of it is also like a form of re-exploitation. So, you'll be hearing about that. And now I've been dealing with it. You'll be hearing about, some of my activities, daily activities, some of the things that I do. You'll be hearing about that. And how, one thing I want you to look for in this book is finding Bukola, doing a soul search and finding who I am. It's never too late to find who you are. Who are you? Ask yourself, who am I? Ask yourself that question. Who am I? When you are able to answer that question honestly, it will guide you a lot. It will guide you. It will help you a lot. When you are able to honestly answer that question, who am I? People will ask you, who are you? And you just tell them, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. But when you ask yourself that question, trust me, you might have a different answer than the answer that you've been giving people. So sit down and find yourself. And that will bring me to answer that question about how do you get motivated? We have 1 minute to go. How I get motivated. See, I wanted to show you guys this book, and the part of the audio is on YouTube here, The Power of Positive Thinking. This book is one of the materials that have been helping me. I read books out of books, but trust me, I also select the kind of books that I read. I read motivational books, I read self-help books, and that's why I like the quote earlier that talked about what you listen to, what you put in yourself. You have to be mindful of what comes into you. You don't just want to listen to everything and anything. You want to be selective of what you listen to. Sometimes I come across as, I know I might come across, even when I think of it, I think like, oh God, was I too harsh to that person with my response? Like, if somebody comes to me and they're talking things that I'm not interested in, or for example, I know I've told some people several times, don't talk to me, don't come and say back talks to me. Don't talk to me about somebody. Don't come and gossip with me. And when somebody starts something like that, I just like cut it off right there in a sharp way where they, even with the tone I'm going to say it, they know I'm not joking, and they will not come to me to discuss somebody else again. So, That is one of the things, because the more you trying to bash somebody and talk bad and talk bad and talk bad, what will happen? Unconsciously, you are feeding your mind with bad stuff. But when you focus on motivational stuff, it helps you down. Trust me, you are going to be reading some things in ALivingLabel that you will not even believe that I was actually going through, or I'm even going through. So I encourage you. I hope that this book will help many there. And remember the hashtag ALivingLabel, hashtag all empower women, hashtag all help survivors, and we can all help survivors that are out there. Thank you so much for staying with me this time. I hope to talk to you again next week on Monday Motivation with Bukola. Thank you and God bless you. Bye bye.